Let me share my screen for the Q&A, guys. Perfect. So let me go to Rojin because she is the first one here. Rojin, are you on the call? Awesome. Uh, okay. Rojin said, my current situation is I'm finishing my PhD in AI and computer vision. Perfect. Congratulations. While completing an R&D internship in an industrial construction company. My work has been very applied, building and testing AR tools used for quality control, cost estimation, and digital working with engineers. I'm now transitioning from research into industry roles. Perfect. Guys, we have had so many people with your background transitioning from academia into industry. So my desired situation is move into an innovation product project management role where I can lead technical solutions, work with the stakeholder, and translate complex AR system into practical deployment. Perfect. So you know your desired situation. Therefore, my questions: I'm interested in a project or product management role, but don't have a formal PM title. Is it realistic to transition directly into these roles after a PhD with applied industry experience? How should I position myself? So, uh, to answer your question, obviously, yes, because no one, especially in the product world, no one who, like, if you want to enter the product world and you don't have an experience in there, the first time that you get to that product role is the most important. So you don't need to be worried about your title before that. As long as you can translate your experience to that product role, which will teach you how to do that, that's all that matters. You just need to, first of all, personal branding is very important, guys. So if you don't have that title, you can come up with a personal branding which on LinkedIn, which will teach exactly how you do your headline, how to do your description, how to leverage the posts on LinkedIn to position yourself as a product management specialist. Okay, so the title alone doesn't matter. Your interest in the field, your works in the field, and the, your constant learning in the field is more important than your title or your past experience. Because, as I always say, recruiters are out there on LinkedIn looking for you. You just have to position yourself in a way that you've been found by them. They see you, they acknowledge that you are a product person. As long as they are convinced that you are a product person, they would be happy to take your application and take it to the hiring manager. And we teach you how you will communicate with the hiring manager to be able to do this. So your second question, so that doesn't matter. You can always go to PM roles. Your second question, I want to share my internship experience on LinkedIn professionally. Is it a standard practice to mention the company and high level work? Or should I explicitly ask for permission even for non confidential information? I'm not clear on what are you planning to share here, but you can always talk about your experience. So the way you talk about your experience is not randomly. We have a structure on how you talk about your experience, because it's not, think of it, it's not about more what you did. It's about what is required in the market, what is market after. And that is why you need to take your experiences, which we teach you how to do it with ChatGPT, because you cannot obviously do it without ChatGPT. It's going to be very hard. So you take your background information or experiences, you translate it in a way that market requires, in a way that market wants it, and you position it that way. So it's, I wouldn't just go blindly and share everything that I did. You have to be very strategic there. Okay. And then the third question is that what is the best way to proactively approach my internship company to explore full-time opportunities without sounding pushy? Very good question, actually. This is what I teach here. That you guys, a lot of you have an internship, and you are also looking elsewhere while without considering what's happening inside that company. So the way that you need to start approaching opportunities in your company is through professional networking and positioning. Okay. So you need to have that understanding of the organizational chart. You need to understand what is going on around you in that because the company that provides you the internship, they have different departments. You never know the position that you're going to work at is located in which department, right? So the fact that there are so many departments and you have an understanding of the org chart, who manages the department, who has jobs, who has position, the professional networking that you start doing in those companies is the exactly same skill set that we teach you here. And you take that skill set and you take it to the current company that you work for as an intern, and then the second, even any company that you go. So you start learning. That's why in the next program that I'm building, I'll teach people on how to become a linchpin. What does it mean? It means when you become a linchpin in the company, you're the last person to be laid off. Everybody loves you, and nobody wants you to go. So in that case, you've been positioning yourself so strategically in the company that nobody can let you go because you have helped different departments and companies. So what is the best way to proactively approach internship company is to learn the proper networking that we teach here. And networking is a lifestyle. You cannot just do it in one go. I cannot tell you, okay, go send this message to someone and boom, you have all the opportunities in the company and you don't sound pushy. It's not like that. You wake up one day and go have a meeting and have a coffee with someone and boom. No, it's an everyday. It's an like a muscle exercise. You have to do certain tasks every single day, and until you build that personal branding, so people will start trusting you. Okay, so let's go to Maria. My current situation. Good question, guys. Thank you. So if you have more questions, feel free to comment it below. My current situation is I hold a bachelor degree in business management and I have over 9 years of experience as a finance, marketing, and sales manager. I previously worked for a leading, just a second, guys. Okay, sorry, guys. So I previously worked for a leading manufacturer industrial relays where my strategies led to significant growth in both production and sales. For the past 11 years, I have shifted my focus toward professional sports, becoming a certified coach in 5 disciplines. During this time, I've trained and delivered numerous professional coaches to the sport community, proving my ability to lead. And okay, let me digest that. So you hold a bachelor, 9 years experience in finance marketing, and then went to the industrial relays where, and then for the last, so the 11 years is after that 9 years. Okay, so and then another 11 years you have shifted your focus toward professional sport and you became a coach for 11 years, right? Okay, so my goal is to secure a full-time position aligned with my academic background in business management, which is business management that you did finance market, right? Where I can contribute my expertise and grow into higher leadership roles. I define myself as a highly creative and resilient individual with a strong work ethic. I'm looking for a professional environment that value innovation and offer clear paths for career advancement, allowing me to leverage my years of management coaching experience to drive the community's success. Okay. So addressing the career gap. Given the 11-year gap, um, okay, first of all, if you have been doing something professionally, it's not considered a gap. So let's just make sure to use the right wording, guys. You don't have a gap. You've been working, but on something else. So just make it clear for everybody. Um, how can I effectively bridge that transition? Is it realistic to land a mid to senior level role by highlighting the leadership and discipline I developed during my professional coaching career? Exactly, exactly. This is exactly what I was saying. So if you had acted as a professional career coach, you have it on, you have the skill sets, you're able to manage, you're able to lead, you're able to inspire. And that's actually a lot of companies are looking for, because if you go to big companies, guys, there's so many people, and it is hard to find those who can actually lead, because most of people, like 80% of people in the organizations, they just want to be led. They don't have the leadership capacities, or they don't want to lead. And 20% who wants to lead, they get the higher salary, but with the salary comes responsibility. You get more money, but you have to work harder. You have to manage people. So if you have that leadership skill, that is a very sellable skill that you need to work on. Your second question is networking with, what is the most effective way to connect with recruiters and industry leaders on LinkedIn after a long hiatus? How should I frame my about section for my initial attribute? This is exactly what I teach it step by step in my program, guys. So it's not something that I can teach you in 5 minutes. It's a full program. You have to start reading, watching the lectures. You have to see the examples that we provide. You have to start doing it, getting feedback. We have a tracker. So we teach you how to frame your about section. We teach you how to do the initial message, the second message. We give you messages, scripts. So these are all the things that you will learn in the core training, and it's you cannot take it lightly, because if I advise you, it's not something that I can advise you in 1 second or 2 minutes or 5 minutes. It's something, you have to work on it consistently. Okay, so you have to follow the program for this. But yes, we do cover that. Number three, positioning dual experience. Should I emphasize my past success in industrial sales or focus more on the recent experience, human development, team building to stand out? Okay, so positioning. This is similar to the previous person. So the way that you talk about your experiences has nothing to do with your experiences. It it goes with your dream company, dream job, and dream role. So we reverse engineer. If your goal to get to XYZ, you need to understand XYZ completely, which we teach you how to do that through research. And then you have to go back and find those relevant experiences and skill set in your background, whether it's industrial sales, whether in human development or team building, and then translate it to what market requires right now. So if you don't do this, you're doing it blindly, and if you do it blindly, you don't get anywhere. So this is very important that you understand where are you going. That's why we have in day zero task B, we ask all of you to introduce yourself properly, and you come up with your dream job and your dream role. So once you have that, in the core program, we teach you how to do the research, how to come up with the positions, how to come up with the way that you want to approach that, and how to go back and fix everything that you had, like the resume and the description and the background, to match the new job. Number four, after being away from business and finance for 11 years, I feel some of my technical knowledge might need a refresh. Totally fine. Technical knowledge, guys, I always say, companies hire character. Technical, you can always learn. If you position yourself for good companies, as I always say, we don't want to go to a medium or low companies. We want to go to good companies, great companies, top recruiters, top 100 recruiters, top 500 recruiters. So we always position ourselves for good companies, because good companies are the ones that appreciate your skill set, appreciate your understanding, and appreciate your character. And they hire for character. They teach us skills. They teach technical, and technical comes very easy. Like you 3 months in a role, 6 months in a role, you learn all the technicals, because every company, every role has a specific technical requirement for them. So don't worry too much about, if you don't know nothing, that's a problem. But if you just need a refresh, it comes after you get the job. What is the most efficient way to quickly update my skill? Guys, get the job. So never go out and get all those certifications because you just want to refresh your memory about it. Like, a lot of people I see, they spend time and waste time on certifications and masters and this and that, because they don't want to put the work and effort and time in in applying the right way, in networking, in getting the job. So the jobs are out there. You just need to reach out, learn how to reach out, and get those before going to do any sort of certifications because everything you need about that job will be taught in that job. So your job is to find the job the way that we teach you. Do not try to learn all the skills because you cannot learn everything about all the companies. You have to first get into the companies, which is totally possible with the systems that we teach you, and then those companies, once you enter, they will teach you how to do this. So Rojin asked, uh, okay, I hope you got your answer. Um, so Rojin asks, I have another question. Is commenting about my opinion on a specific subject on others' posts on LinkedIn helpful? Of course, it's helpful. It's the commenting on others people's post, guys. As you know, in this community, is highly rewarded and highly recommended to do that because when you comment about your opinion on someone's post, that means you took time and read about their stuff. So that is a first networking secret. You are showing interest to them. But writing something for them is very important how you do that. So you don't sound cocky, you don't sound judgmental, you don't sound rude, you don't. So you have to be very cautious on how you are presenting your opinion on something. But if this opinion is coming from perspective, coming from experience, that is actually very good because those people will start believing you, start trusting you, and start understanding. So exactly the level up system in the community works the same way. When you comment on somebody, they start liking you. The engagement and stuff. That's why we see people in the core community. They go out. They have events because they have written on each other posts so much. They develop a rapport. They develop some sort of friendship with each other. So when that happened, it's it's because they took time, talked about each other's opinion on the subjects that they have posted. So very important technique to start being active on LinkedIn, start commenting on recruiters, hiring managers. And we teach all that in the course, but you have to do that anyway. You have to be networking all the time. You have to be assertive. You have to be able to talk about your opinion. You have to be able to talk about a certain topic. And the more you do it, the more you learn, and this will position you better for the interview session. When you go to interview, your mind is refreshed. The other person was asking how we can refresh my skills. So you don't need to take a course. You just, as you network, you have to read about that stuff, right? I'm coaching you guys. I read about coaching every day. So this is how I built my coaching skill set, because I coach you and I learn from you. You ask those questions, the system changes, then I go read about coaching. So it's live. I'm building up my coaching skills as I coach. So it's the same for you. You build up your knowledge about a certain area as you network, as you post about that topic. So this is a engine, is a part of that engine. It's a pieces of parts, the pieces of that engine that we're building here. So this is one piece. You just do this every day. So do it. That's a good question. Okay, so if you guys have questions, just comment it. I don't see any more questions in this. Betsy raised her hand. Betsy, you want to unmute yourself? Let me see if I can unmute you. Yeah, you should be able to unmute yourself. Are you able, or you want to type your questions there? Either way.
Can you hear me right now?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. First of all,
You're muted again. Betsy, you're muted again.
what about now?
Yeah, it's good now. Just don't touch anything. It's muted again. Oh, I don't know what's going
Because
on on your end.
okay,
It
let me
keeps
let
muting
me
you
let me
again.
change something, and I come back to you soon.
Okay, good. Anybody else has any questions? I love the way that you guys presented your questions here. Thank you, Rojin. and who else? It was Maria. Very good structured way of asking questions, and this way the better you ask your questions like this, the better we can get into the details and nitty gritty of what's happening. So I really like when you guys start explaining things in full, especially when I go sometimes and read your introduction in the LinkedIn introduction part. It's very interesting for me. A lot of you have very interesting backgrounds. A lot of you have very interesting wins, and you talk about it, and then you talk about your struggle, which is very interesting. So um, this is another skill set you need to develop. If you're not very assertive with your opinion, talking about your opinion actually is something that will get you the jobs, because the more you're able to uh, clearly talk about your, especially for those of you who have gaps, the storytelling plays a big part. You need to be able to tell your life story to the recruiter and the manager, so they trust you. To trust you, they start liking you. They understand your point. They understand your being, and all they all that matters is that they trust that you can get the job done and you're a likable person to be around. There's only two things when you go to a company. They want to like you. They want you to be as a trustable person, trustworthy person around them, and they want you to at least finish your job. Like any job, any project, because it's mainly it's this project based, right? There's a project, you finish it, you go to next project. Companies start having getting budget and defining a project, and it needs to be get it done. So 70% of people are able to finish a project in their area, but not 70% are likable, are not 70% are fun to hang around with. So out of those 70%, 20% maybe are likable. So you need to first be on the 70% and then be learn these skills to be on that 20%. And once you be 20% of that 70%, you can get those jobs. That's what we teach essentially here. So I see another
Can I
person.
talk?
Uh, yes.
Can I talk right now? Okay. First of all, I wanted to thank you for your time and thank Mo for sending me invite link. I really appreciate it. I wanted to say I'm still actively applying for roles and sending out my resume and cover letters, but so far I haven't had any success. As you told us before in those three sections, I also tried a more proactive approach by finding recruiters on LinkedIn and messaging them directly, but I haven't received any response from them, any follow ups.
Okay.
I then started engaging more with relevant content, unfollowing some accounts to clean up my feed. But I replied many related posts, but no actions from them at all. And I don't know what to do.
Yeah. How long you been with us?
It's like a week,
Okay.
less than a week.
Okay. And you're in the free group?
Yes, I am.
So you watched which videos?
Yes, just
Which
three
just the
videos.
3 days. You watched the 3 days.
Yes,
So
yes.
you are on a momentum, but you haven't seen results yet. Okay. So there are different factors playing role here. The first one is that when you build that network, you need to do it as we teach you. Okay, because uh, exactly as you can, similar to the situation that people apply blindly with some resumes. If you network, you need to network strategically. If you network blindly, you don't get results. That having said that, you're too early in the game. So with 1 week, you cannot see any results. You have to let it time, because networking takes time. People, until they trust you, they start seeing you, start liking you. It takes time. So you have to give it at least 1 month. But again, you have to follow the system as we teach you, and we teach that in the core training. So The headline matter, the description matter, the type of positions that you approach matter. Like what kind of people are you approaching? Do you know what they do? Do you know their position? What kind of feed you get on your LinkedIn? So these are all the piece of the puzzle that you need to fix it first, and then do all the heavy lifting and applying and daily activity. How many and you need to track how many connection are you sending per week.
Yeah, my main question is, I thought the oh, I can't say it. The recruiters, all of them that I messaged them, I thought the interest to send me back a message, but they didn't reply me at all. None of
Yeah,
them.
they don't have to reply to you. Why do you expect them to reply to you? Who are you?
Mm,
Who are you to them?
no
So
one.
this is another exactly. This is another thing we teach in our training. So you guys start reaching out to people and you expect a reply. Why? There are thousand other people reaching out to those recruiters. So why they have to reply to you? They don't owe you anything. They don't need you. There are thousand people like you out there, and the fact that you send a message and just expect a reply, this is too much of expectation, and we don't teach that. We don't teach you to go and send messages to them and wish for the best. No, this is not the networking way. This is just a pushy way. This is just a random sending messages, and believe it or not, they're receiving there thousands of people like you out there sending message to them and expecting a reply. They don't have to reply to anybody. It's your job to brand yourself in a way that they wanted to talk to you. They want to reply to you. And that happens after you do all these steps properly. That is why I teach you a system. That is why we have this system that works, because it is not just the messaging game, guys. We are not teaching you Instagram. We are not teaching you. And if it was that easy, and think of it this way: if it was that easy that you start messaging people on LinkedIn and they reply to you and you get the job and get the interviews, everybody had a job. So you need to think differently. You need to learn the networking. Okay, and what level are you on this community? What is your level?
I'm level 3 and 9 points to level 4.
Oh, okay, then that's good. Then that means you're onto something. That means you are actively networking. So the more you network, the more you learn how the nuances work. Because the thing is, the secret, guys, is in the nuances. When you go to LinkedIn, you have to be different than all other people on LinkedIn. And we teach you how. There are so many tips and tricks that you need to do step by step. That's why when you go to listen to other people in the community, they say, we watch the videos 3 times, we watch the videos 4 times, because you have to keep going back and rewatch it, pause it, and do the task, because there's so many details. Every details is supposed to resolve one of the objections that recruiter has, because there's a lot of we teach a lot of psychology, guys. We teach it's funny, in one of the courses I teach the avatar of the recruiter. I explain how a life of a recruiter is like, and how you can be a comfort to them rather than a burden. Okay, so if you have those understanding, the game becomes much easier. But it's good, you already started doing this stuff, you already, but it's too early. Okay, you need to give it some time. So you need to keep doing it, but talk to Mo invited talk to Mo about experiences, about how the system should be built, because Mo is one of the good students, is taking all of the actions seriously. So and come to the main program, come learn it right in get go. Okay, because if you build this engine and this engine is not built right, you might as well just spending more time and effort and not get anywhere. But if you do it in a proper way, and why I say that, because the system is working for everybody who takes the system. everybody who follows the path is seeing results. So I can guarantee if you start taking the steps as we teach you, you become a professional networker. That is the mindset shift that most of the people in this community are experiencing, and that comes with becoming a professional networker. It's very important, guys. Professional networking is different than sending messages out. It's following up. It's totally different. So in this course, that's why this course is so much valuable, because once you become a professional networker, it's like riding a bike. You are a professional networker for life. You can always use the same techniques any situation in life that you're in, and you can just find yourself in a good role, in a good company, in a good position. Even this program is also helping people with dating. A lot of people come to me and say, you taught me about like how to approach this recruiter. I know how to approach my spouse. I know how to approach this. I know how. You learn so much outside of just job hunting, because it's a lot of psychology. It's a lot of characteristic. So that's why. And thank you for good questions. So I'll answer one more question. I see Rojin has her hand up. Rojin, go ahead and ask your questions. I believe answered a lot of your questions under the post, but yeah, feel free to unmute yourself. I allow audio. Rojin, are you there? Do you still have question?
Hello. Hello.
Hello?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
Okay, thanks for answering my question, first of all. And I want to explain a bit more on my second questions. This is my challenge these days. So I started networking and I'm trying to post of some of my experience in LinkedIn. So my desired role is project management in construction industry. So I want to convince people that I'm working on real project, real company, real stuff. And how can I post these experiences in a way that is not too bold or like alerting the company or in a
What
good
is
way?
what is your current role?
So my role is like I worked in this company as a data scientist for a few months,
Mm-hmm.
and then and at the same time I'm doing the internship, and it's like R&D internship. So it's a innovation department.
Mm-hmm.
And so imagine I'm working on a task, and it's about exploring some techniques for safety. So I developed that prototype and I showed them the result is good. So I want to share it. Now I want to say, okay, at this company, I explored this and this and this, and this is my experience. So if I share this, I don't want to share any like sprint or any specific things, but I just want to show them that this is a real project that I'm working. So how
Yeah,
can I handle this?
yeah. I think I answered this question. This is your first question, right? So
The second, yeah.
yeah, this you need to understand. You need to under because you are saying I have some experience. I just want to talk about my experience in a way that makes sense, right? That's essentially it. So you have some experiences. You want to talk about your experiences, but you don't know how. Is this right?
Yes. So how this information, let's say, doesn't bother the company, you know?
Why do you mean by bother the company? I don't understand.
But imagine I want to say so at Canam, I'm working on this for safety, and is this like too maybe too sensitive or
As
should
long as you're not sharing confidential information, it should be fine. But and confidential information, every company has policies around the data and confidentiality. So if you don't understand the confidentiality of the company, you need to ask. But if you understand them, there's always like regulations and forums that you can learn about what is confidential and what is not confidential, especially if you have developed a prototype. So you totally understand, you can understand and you can find out what is confidential and what is not confidential. And as long as you don't tap into confidential information, you should be fine. There's no problem talking about your experience because these are actually you did. And it's always okay, guys, this is always okay to communicate with the companies, but you just need to find the right department. Especially for your case, you probably want to first talk to the manager of that department that you did the research, and then probably the compliance department. But as long as you're able to communicate that clearly, or you can write up, and for if you think it's too sensitive, just send a formal email to them and say, I've made this write up. I want to share it publicly. Are you okay with that? So that is one way. But confidentiality is something that you need to deal it with the company, right?
Okay. Yeah, thank you.
No problem. Okay, guys, thank you for being here. It was a very productive session. We're gonna, since these are new sessions, we're gonna get some traction as we go forward. Hopefully, we can answer good questions here and make you interested about the entire program. Because in the free zone, the goal in the free zone is to get you the momentum, get you an understanding of how the system works. And in the main community, that is where I'm more available. I'm there. I spend time actually for people. We have mentorship. We have a lot of active members who are learning from each other. In both communities, that happens. So you are expected to level up in both communities. Either each level up gives you different rewards. And right now, if you level up in this community, you can go to Classroom and see what unlocks for you, and you can also check the leaderboard. Thank you for being here. If you want to join the main program, there is a link below this post. Book a call. Let's have a conversation. Once you book a call, you will talk to one of our advisors, and they will understand if we can help you or not. If we can help you, and if you meet the qualification of the core program, because the core program has changed, we are adding more to it because we learn a lot from people what they need, and we're coming up with a lot more training on networking, on scripting, on personal branding, on sales, on marketing, uh, and interview. We have a very good course on interview. We're adding to that, and we're also adding more interview practice sessions and resume writing sessions. So if you're interested in those, book your call on alexcoaching.org/book, or just go to alexcoaching.org. You'll see that. Let's have a conversation. Let's get you onboarded. Let's get you a job right away, because every day that you're missing out, guys, you're losing $400. $100,000. If you're supposed to get $100,000 job, every working day is supposed to give you $400. So every day you're losing $400. Think of a lost opportunity. Don't think of anything else. Think of a lost opportunity. You should be able to be in $100,000 minimum. If you have a PhD, guys, this number is way higher. And the 100,000 is durable in North America, anywhere in US or Canada. This is durable, and we have proved it so many times. Thanks for being here. Keep crushing. See you soon. Bye bye.